You can call this a sanctuary state, county, and city, but you have no jurisdiction over the federal government.
Right. That's right. That's right.
There's a process
That's right.
that any individuals entering the United States, they must go through.
The mayor has refused to work with us, has refused to work with grassroots organizations that have been doing this since 1967.
Yes.
The mayor has refused to listen to us. We have space in our community, in Little Village. We should prioritize our residents, our people that have been here before, and then we should offer them services.
And when the brothers use the word illegal, illegal is not a word for us, because we're human just like you. People that are seeking a better life.
What is the difference between a FEMA camp
and this is what the difference is, that this system has put our people just like in the jail system. Jeez. They're making millions of dollars out of our people. This is all about money. That's what you need to understand.
So Chicago, I say take care home first.
That's right.
Have a right to break the law. This America.
I can understand that.
And you have the right to do your job.
But this is where we're at right now. So you guys can have the sidewalk here.
We don't want the sidewalk. We want the parking lot.
Well, the parking lot's off limits.
Well,
right
we're going to trespass there.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
This is Woodlawn, South Side Chicago, where frustration sounds like sirens and the city promises come with fine print. People are angry, not just loud angry. They're tired angry. You got citizens who have paid taxes for decades, and now a city rolls out the red carpet for newcomers. Millions for shelters, millions for services, but the folks already here, they're still waiting on a working grocery store. So when the city tried to turn this old elementary school into a migrant shelter, the community showed up.
They loading them up, loading them out. Live, uncut, unedited, people.
Fourth bus of the immigrants coming over here in our community. The fourth bus. They bring us, they get busting them in CTA buses. That's crazy. You think we're gonna be comfortable with them in our area? You think we're gonna be comfortable? Do you think we're gonna be comfortable?
No.
We're not gonna be comfortable. We not. Yeah.
But they spending millions some dollars on this thing right here.
Millions.
Yeah.
And flip over here to this mental health center. We need that open. Right here on Woodlawn. Yeah. We need that open, the mental health center. Why we ain't got the mental health center open so we can welcome these peoples over here? They had money to welcome them. The immigrants coming over here on our territory.
Yeah.
For free. This is what I got a problem with. They're going to be over here for 2 years free. Here I am, a taxpayer. I struggle every month to pay my $500 rent. And they're going to be over here for free? Make it make sense. I pay rent. I pay gas, I pay light, I buy food, I don't get food stamps, I buy my food, and they can come over here and live for free.
They didn't come with torches or any kind of riots. They came with a lot of questions. They came with receipts. You got cameras everywhere, people shouting, activists yelling, saying, we're all the same, but residents are yelling back, then why we're not being treated the same? What is going on with the people who actually live there compared to people who just showed up? Let's get into it. So shout out to Martin G. Johnson for this footage. I thought it was extremely important to show, and his link will be in the description box below. If you want to follow anything that's going on in Chicago, check him out. I thought this video was extremely important because these are the type of conversations that are not being shown on any of the mainstream networks of Black people, the people who live there, who would love to get some of the benefits that the migrants are getting and not receiving anything. They've been there for the longest. Most of them are Democrat voters, so they got the vote already from most of these leaders. So the leaders are not really doing much for them at all. So in this conference right here, you have the activists coming in saying that we just want to help. These people are just like us. But the residents have a different viewpoint. They're saying that's all good and that's all cool, but where was that energy when we needed help?
And she's sending the message also to the other refugees that are coming from Venezuela. A lot of people have failed to understand what's going on in their country. A gallon of milk in Venezuela is $15, okay? So just like me, when I was 3 years old, My parents left Mexico because there's nothing to do there. There's no job, there's no progress. We're here for a better life.
That's right.
And there's no crime against seeking a better life. And when the brothers use the word illegal, illegal is not a word for us because we're human just like you. We got 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs. We're just like you. We're just a little different tone color, but we're human. We're not illegal. We're human people that are seeking a better life.
What is the difference between a FEMA camp
and this is what the difference is, that this system has put our people just like in the jail system. They're making millions of dollars out of our people. This is all about money. That's what you need to understand. It's about money. They don't give a shit about my color, your color, my neighborhood, your neighborhood. All they care is about money.
So it turned into a verbal brawl. The frustration is bouncing off microphones like dodgeballs. You have mothers shouting, you have, the elders shaking their heads, and the city reps and the cops looking like they wanted to teleport out of there.
We invested our revenue in the building of this country. And we should have first dibs, and we especially should have say-so in our own community.
That's right.
About 3 weeks ago, there was a homeless person on 64th and Stony Island. She was there during the wintertime, and the ambulance took her to the University of Chicago because she was sleeping at the CTA station. She wind up had to get both legs amputated, both arms amputated because she had no place to go. She's a U.S. citizen and she had no place to go. So Chicago, I say take her home first.
That's right.
This is the issue that's going on in Chicago and really across the country in many of these sanctuary cities, that you have the leaders there. It seems like they care more about the people who are showing up recently than the people who have been there for decades. That's why everyone's attacking Mayor Brandon Johnson. He is out there spending so much money on migrants that now budget-wise, Chicago is in a hole. And even his own city council don't agree with his new plan.
At City Hall, the battle over Mayor Brandon Johnson's budget intensifies.
And today, a group of city council members accused the mayor of ignoring key recommendations from consultants they say cost taxpayers millions of dollars.
This week, 10 alders want a special meeting to grill independent accountants who audited city finances.
They should be discussed openly, questioned publicly, and considered carefully as part of our budgeting process.
As you know, we're close to $1.2 billion in the hole this year. We are looking for hundreds of millions of dollars that were proposed inefficiencies in this report.
This is the hypocrisy that's going on. The same city that shut down mental health clinics for Black people in Chicago somehow found hundreds of millions of dollars overnight for migrant care. That's not budgeting. That's favoritism. It's like you're starving your own kids to feed strangers and then acting shocked when the house gets quiet.
Myself and Craig Hodges and Brother Kupla asked the representatives to give us this school so we can train these young people how to sew, the art of manufacturing. We could have filled that building up. We could have created jobs for the whole city of Chicago. They have no idea. They have no idea of the people that went to this school, the history of this school. Where we're standing right now was the Woodlawn Boys Club. So whoever did this thing, they should fix this, because this should have been a training center for us to train these young people in Woodlawn.
This moment in Woodlawn isn't just one neighborhood. It's about the trust or the lack of it. For years, Black people in Chicago have been told to wait your turn, wait for jobs, wait for safety, wait for investment. Now they see a whole new population getting fast-tracked, and you're wondering why folks are mad. They're not xenophobic. They're exhausted. One of the activists said, "We're just like you. We're not illegal." I mean, hold up there. We got to be real about this. If you enter any country without permission, that's illegal entry. That's not hate talk. That's just dictionary talk. That's what's the word and what the word means. If I walk into your house uninvited and started to make sandwiches, you're not going to call me a refugee. You're going to call 911. It's not about compassion. It's about consistency. Other countries, even Mexico's southern border, just don't let people come in. So at this point, America is being guilt-tripped for having boundaries and laws. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Mr. Mayor, that you're supposed to have filed a report on spending on illegal aliens in Chicago with the White House by now. What's happening with that, or what has happened with that?
We don't have illegal aliens. I don't know if that's from some sort of sci-fi message that you wish have had. Well, listen, the legal term for my people were slaves. You want me to use that term too? So look, let's just get the language right. We're talking about undocumented individuals that are human beings. The last thing that I'm going to do is accept the type of racist, nasty language to describe human beings.
Chicago, like many other places, New York, LA, they built a sanctuary, but they forgot who they're supposed to be sheltering. Imagine the Titanic sinking and a life raft that keeps taking new people while the folks already on it are drowning. That's what it feels like. The Woodlawn crowd wasn't angry at migrants. They were angry at a system that finally found empathy, just not for them. Now, the media shows a lot of what's going on with the activists, but the camera rarely zooms out to show the boarded up homes behind them. They don't show the senior that's been begging for resources from the city. They don't show the teenagers who walk past 4 vacant lots just to go to school. Those faces are not trending because caring about them doesn't make politicians look progressive. It just makes them look guilty. And that's why Brandon Johnson is such a god-awful mayor. He loves the photo op. He likes to go on and have the great speeches, smiling, sleeves rolled up, talking about compassion and equity. But equity starts at home. You can't feed the neighbor's kids while yours is crying in the kitchen. That's not real leadership. That's political cosplay. That's why a lot of black folks in cities like Chicago and New York, LA, you notice they're not really in these ICE riots, if you want to call them that. The last riots that I've seen a lot of black people were in were definitely in 2020 with the George Floyd. And I hope that never happens again. I just don't see them really jumping in for this because they think at this point, do they really care about what's going on in their communities before they go try to fight for people who are committing a crime by coming here illegally? The people in that crowd weren't heartless. They were heartbroken. They see their neighborhoods falling apart, schools are closing, safety nets are shrinking, and suddenly the city has all this money again. For who? Not for them, not for their kids, not for communities, just for whoever fits the latest virtual signaling headline. And that's why people are really mad. And we have to stop pretending that compassion means unlimited capacity. America has limits. Chicago has limits. And Woodlawn sure as hell has limits. You can't pour water into a cracked cup and act shocked when it leaks. Fix the cup first. We can care about migrants and hold our leaders accountable, but pretending that there's no difference between legal and illegal, local and foreign, that's not empathy, that's delusion. The law matters, order matters, fairness matters, otherwise the next protest won't be a conversation, it'll just be chaos. So let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments below. Thank you for Martin G. Johnson for this footage. I thought it was extremely fascinating. If you're interested in following his channel, check the link in the description box below. You can check out stuff, especially if you care about what's going on in Chicago. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.